What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, if you see something that you like here today, please don't forget to subscribe at some point. Those of you stopping by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. So today, I've picked out my 10 favorite clones. Now this is from smaller, actual just clone houses. And one that's a larger clone house that I just like their version of this better than any other that I've tried. But aside from that, a bunch of small brands that you may or may not have heard of before. Today we're going to talk about them. Stay tuned. So with the first one, this is definitely a brand I'm sure you've heard of. It's from Dior, and it's actually a hybrid in a sense, but it's a hybrid of two different concentrations of the same fragrance. So I'm talking about Baccarat Rouge 540, the EDP and the Parfum, or in their case, Casino Royale Room 540. This is actually my favorite Baccarat Rouge 540 smelling clone, because it takes the best elements of both and balances it out so well and gets just fantastic performance. Dior did a wonderful job with this. I have people ask me all the time what I think about certain Dior fragrances, and this is definitely my favorite Dior fragrance. This is the one that I do wear from time to time when I'm in the mood for Baccarat Rouge 540. I have links to all these companies down below if you want to check them out. Like I said, you're looking for a really good clone of Baccarat Rouge 540. This is kind of the best of both worlds, the EDP and the Parfum, and that's Casino Royale Room 540. Look at that cool looking label from Dior Fragrances. Next is one of the newer fragrance houses, Michael Dinsmore, Makin Scents. A lot of you may have seen his channel. Well, he actually got some oils and started making fragrances, and this one, damn good freshie, to say the least. It's his version of Xerjoff Mefisto. And I gotta say, this is extremely fresh and fruity. The iris isn't overly floral and powdery, but is very present. I see that just floating in the air. Extremely aquatic and fresh. This is so good. I did a video a while back on it. This stuff is great. Great prices from all these companies. Definitely check out Makin Scents, link below. Also has a Facebook group called Makin Scents where you can make orders through there. It has a website, but I'll have the link for the website down below in the description. But if you're looking for some really good Xerjoff clones, I can tell you right now, Mefisto from Makin Scents is fantastic. Next, this might be my absolute favorite clone of all. I've never smelled the original. This is an older batch. This company doesn't even have these bottles anymore, but the newer batches are just as good. It's from SCENTual Obsessions. Bond number 9, Andy Warhol. You had to know this was going to be in the video if you've watched my videos before. This stuff is phenomenal. The sweet plum in this one is just so freaking good. This is SCENTual Obsessions bestseller for good reason. This stuff is great. If you like a sweet, plum heavy fragrance, Bond number 9 Andy Warhol, the SCENTual Obsessions formulation is the way to go. This is, in my experience, the best version from all the different clone houses that are available. It's just great. I've tried a few of them. I've tried Dior's. Who else have I tried? A few other ones that I've tried, and this was they just can't seem to beat the SCENTual Obsessions one. I absolutely love Kevin's formulation of Bond number 9 Andy Warhol, and you will too. Make sure to check it out. If you're buying a sample pack and want to check out some of their stuff, make sure Andy Warhol is in it. Now next, a lot of you may know that one of my favorite fragrances, and I mean like top 5 regardless of price range, is Dior Homme Parfum. A lot of you also know that's very difficult to get these days, and it's fetching a very pretty penny. And I don't know for sure if anybody else has cloned it yet, but as far as I know, this is the first one that's going to be widely available, and it's from 3-in-1 Parfums. It's going to be their version of Dior Homme Parfum. This is a fresh, brand new release. Their Facebook group will be linked below if you want to order it. I did test this out last night. I just got it in yesterday. I had it on my hand with Dior Homme Parfum on my wrist. In the opening, 80 to 85%. Very close, but not 1-to-1. The original is a little bit more animalic in the opening and a little bit louder in the opening. But when it comes to the dry down, it jumps in the 90% range, 90, 95. It's almost 1-to-1 in the dry down. Very, 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 very similar. Still loud. Maybe not quite as loud as Dior Homme Parfum, because that stuff can fill a room. This is definitely beyond arm's length. This thing still really projects. If you have been looking for something to be an alternative to Dior Homme Parfum, because you can't make yourself spend $200 on a 75 milliliter bottle of a designer fragrance, I get it. That's why I stocked up when I could, and it was expensive then. But 3-in-1 Parfums has got you covered now with their version of Dior Homme Parfum. This stuff I can vouch for and say it smells very close. Very close in the opening. God, it's floating in the air. It's so good. Very, very close in the opening. Very, very, very spot on in the dry down. Kudos. Great job, guys. Don't sleep on this one, guys. Get a sample and try it. Trust me. Next, this fragrance is the entire reason I've never bought a bottle of the Eau de Toilette version of Dior Sauvage. From Alt Fragrances, it's Farouche. This smells almost 1-to-1. Performance isn't as good, but it's still pretty good. And it smells so freaking close to Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. From the quality, to the depth of the smell, to the just heavy ambroxan with the sharp metallic note and the pepper, and it's all there. I did a full review on this one, very beginning of the year. Just search TLTG Alt Fragrances or TLTG Farouche. I did do a full review on this one, and like I said, I still do think it's so good that I don't need Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. I was debating on buying the Eau de Parfum when I got Prada Carbon, because I did not need to get Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. The prices aren't perfect. It's still a lot cheaper than getting Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. Definitely check this out. Try a sample. You may end up wanting to just get a bottle. This is a 50 ml. That's why I got a big bottle of it. Because if you're running low on your Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette, try this out. Save yourself some money. And that's Alt Farouche, my favorite clone of Dior Sauvage, the EDT. Next, this is one that I just recently dug out one of my boxes because I haven't worn it in a while. And I forgot how good it is. You know, I've got a lot of I've got the Invictus line. I've got a lot of Invictus clones. Because clone houses that do reach out to me, they know I love Invictus, so they want to send me their version of Invictus. It happens all the time. And I gotta say, the best one I've ever tried is absolutely Babylon Fragrances Omnipotence. This is, in my opinion, to my nose, the best clone of Invictus. This is a little fresher. If I had to put this one somewhere, I would put it in between Invictus and Invictus Aqua, because it's a little bit fresher. I would call it Invictus Fresh in a sense, but performance is stellar, just like the original Invictus. Performs better than Invictus Aqua. And I'm even going to go out on a limb. Smells a little bit better than Invictus Aqua, because it's kind of not the same fragrance, because it's not the same fragrance as Invictus. Like I said, it falls right in between the two. This stuff's great. I'll have Babylon Fragrances website below, just like everybody else's. If you're looking for a really good version of Invictus and you don't want to spend Invictus money, Omnipotence from Babylon Fragrances is, to me, of all the ones I've tried, and it's double digits, this is the best one. Next, we actually have another fragrance from 3-in-1 Parfums. Before I got my hands on this one, my go-to was Alexandria Royal Equestrian, because that's a great latent clone. And you know what? 3-in-1 Parfums is a little bit less expensive and smells the same. This is a great clone of latent. I actually had this one on my arm last night. Talk about projects. Smells so good. That spicy vanilla, that latent DNA. It's just so good. They did really well with this one. I would say it's in that 85-90% range, just like Royal Equestrian. It's just you're going to save a little money going with this versus Royal Equestrian. Don't get me wrong. Royal Equestrian is great. Damn good fragrance. If I did not have this, that would probably be in this video, most likely, because that's one of my favorite clone fragrances. 3-in-1 Parfums, Smells the same for less money. Next, this is kind of 1A and B with Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man, because that's kind of a different fragrance and it kind of stands on its own more so than just being a straight up clone of Creed Aventus. I think it does enough on its own to warrant, yeah, it's a clone, but it's better in many ways to me. So as far as an Aventus clone, I would have to go with SCENTual Obsessions Double Aventus. You can get this in an eau de parfum concentration, which is this, or now it's available in the Parfum extrait concentration. And this is technically a blend as well. This is a combination of Aventus cologne and a smoky batch of Aventus. So you get the best of both worlds. You get fruity Aventus and you get smoky Aventus. Both DNAs heightened into one bottle. This stuff is great. This is, I think, their second best seller behind Andy Warhol, because this is, you're going to smell like Aventus on the cheap and it performs great. Double Aventus from SCENTual Obsessions. Next, this was the fragrance from the more popular clone house that I said, it's not a small brand. I was trying to really just feature the smaller brands, which are my favorites, but I had to be dead honest with my favorites of these different fragrances. And my favorite, Green Irish Tweed clone, undeniably Très Nuit. This stuff's great. It's richer, it's fuller. I like it better than Green Irish Tweed. I like it better than every Green Irish Tweed clone that I've ever smelled. It's just good to me. That fresh soapiness with a little bit of mint. Stuff's really, really good. Always has been. You can get bottles for around 20 bucks, 100 mLs like this, and they have that faux leather wrap with the buckle and everything, you know. It's a nice presentation, that blue frosted glass. It does look good, really does. Got to give it to Armaf. When it came down to it, the other Green Irish Tweed clones I've tried are good. They smell close. This smells better than the original to me. This is better than Green Irish Tweed in my opinion. Some of you are going to freak out when I say that, but try Armaf Très Nuit. You most likely, can't guarantee anything, but you most likely won't be disappointed. And it's cheap. It's right around 20 bucks and you get a 100 milliliter bottle. And then last, in regards to Invictus Aqua 2016, the frosted glass. I'll put the bottle right there so you can see it. That fetches a pretty penny because it was limited edition. I say get the newer version if you're going to get the OG. You know, if you're going to get the originals versus a clone. But if you're looking for a clone of 2016's Invictus Aqua, in my opinion, another SCENTual Obsessions pick. I gotta say, whatever perfumers Kevin uses, or if he does them himself, whatever, does a great job. Performance is fantastic, and at the same time, it smells extremely close. Because Invictus Aqua 2016 was known for being a powerful, synthetic smelling, aquatically fresh fragrance. This is almost one-to-one. Smells pretty much just like it to my nose. The most subtle of differences, the most trained of noses will notice the differences, but it's very subtle. And you can get this super cheap. Invictus Aqua 2016. If you're looking for that, get the version from SCENTual Obsessions and save yourself some money. Well, that's the 10 I wanted to discuss, guys. Until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of these houses have you heard of already? I'm sure most of them you have. There's some out there that I've tried some of their fragrances, but I like these particular ones better for these specific fragrances. And these are just some of my favorite fragrances to begin with, especially that Dior Homme Parfum. Make sure you check that out. I'm blown away at how close it is, and it's awesome that there's a replacement now that we can get our hands on instead of these crazy expensive overpriced resale bottles. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these and you give them a spray now, I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.